Hi, Julian. Thanks for speaking with us today. I'm curious with obviously with your podcast, this is a team that you're maybe a little more attuned to than most of the opponents you're going to see this year. What have you thought of Chicago in watching them under a new coach with obviously with Shaqiri coming in and a few other new players?
Yeah, I mean, obviously speak to Fabi Herbers every week, basically on a daily basis, to be honest with you. Not always about soccer, but yeah, I mean, I think obviously a lot of changes in their team, right? And some new pieces, some good players. I think they certainly upgraded certain positions and have obviously with a new coach a clear identity of what they're trying to do. Fabi's been mentioning that they've still been kind of rusty a bit, and then getting players in the right spots, trying creating things going forward was a bit difficult for them so far, and that obviously shows a little in the games. With 0-0, not many highlights, not many chances. But again, individual quality, especially up front, I think is really good with Kasper Jabilko coming in, and obviously Shaqiri, Herbers, a guy that runs a lot and that creates space not just for himself but for others. Unselfish player, so certainly got to kind of be aware of those that individual quality that they have, and then obviously take care of them as a whole team in that sense as well.
We'll go back to Jason.
And just going back to last week, I think it was a little unclear. You look like you picked up an injury. You came out at halftime, but there wasn't that much information about it. What happened and how are you doing since then?
Did you not listen to the podcast this week?
I haven't listened to it yet. Sorry.
No, I explained it on there. But so basically, what happened was that I think Vasquez shoved me out a little bit of the play at the end there, and I just kind of try and roll off, and I hit my hip on that, like the area next to the field where the grass ends. There's turf, usually before the video boards, the advertisement boards, and I just hit my hip right where that connection is between grass and turf, and it was just really hard, and I hit the nerve in a really funny spot where basically when you hit your funny bone in your elbow, and you feel it all the way down tingling your forearm. That's kind of what happened to my hip, and I felt it all the way tingling down to my knee, and I couldn't really put any weight on it. And as soon as I tried to do an explosive movement, it wouldn't really work as I wanted it to. So and that just took a couple of days to settle down. I've gone through training yesterday and today, and should be good to go for the weekend. Obviously, hopefully no setbacks.
We'll go to Dave Johnson.
All right, I know we're only 3 weeks in, but you get the media award for the season. That was a great tease. Didn't you listen to my podcast? That's the way to do it. You got, you're ready for this broadcasting thing right now. That's what you tease the listener, tease the viewer. That's well done. Wow.
Thanks, man.
I'm going to retire. I think you've got it down better than I do. 2 wins, 2 shutouts, and Hernan credited the players' mentality. Take us inside that. What does that mean to you when your players' mentality as you're in the locker room with those players every day?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of taking pride in not giving up quality chances and not giving up goals, and that started all the way in preseason, where we, from the first game on, I think very early in preseason, we worked a lot on our defensive shape and our defensive structure. Obviously, we gave away some chances, so we need to be better in certain moments, have less individual errors, less team errors, where you small error, a couple small errors lead to, bigger chances for the other team. But yeah, it's a mentality, and we have that mentality in here that if we keep the 0, we always give ourselves a chance to win the game, and that's the first thing that's on our minds, and we want to do that. It's obviously starts with Bill, who's had a couple fantastic games, all the way through Brendan, Steve, Andy, and us on the sides, and then obviously the forwards as well. So it's a whole team collective thing that we're trying to do every game.
We'll go back to Dave.
Just real quick, it sounds like a sense of accountability among players, which is not always easy on teams because feelings can get hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and I think this group is very tight in that sense, and very, very good accountability for each other, not just in those kind of instances on the field, but even off the field. If it's daily life in the training facility and all that type of stuff. We've have a good group of guys here that is fully bought into what we're trying to do, and we're just trying to show that obviously on the field as much as we can.
2 more questions. We'll go to Moises first.
Jason Anderson, shame on you for not listening to the podcast, man. I'm going to actually go subscribe right now before I ask you anything from now on. Julian, glad to hear you doing much better. A tough game, tough 2 matches to start the season, but it shows the resiliency of this team. What does it tell you about your squad, the fact that you guys pulled out 2 victories to start the season for the first time since 1999? That's a long time.
Yeah, it is, and obviously some positive to take from those games. Not just the 6 points, but obviously that bit of history there is pretty cool. And yeah, again, we know that we didn't play our best 2 games, and that we can play a lot better. That we have to get better in certain areas of on the field, and but again, I think the mentality of the group is there. The grind, that we get through difficult games or difficult moments together and come out on the other end of it, with 3 points or learning a lot in that sense, right? So it's just a matter of kind of learning as we go and get better as we go here, and hopefully have better performances lead to wins as well. But I think we all know in the locker room that we can play better than last Saturday, and that we have more in us in that sense.
Last question. We'll go to Jeff Strauss.
Julian, we talked a little bit about the Chicago attack and defending, but how do you guys go about breaking down this Chicago team who's yet to give up a goal this season?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult, just how it is every single game. Trying to create chances, create quality chances, and then using those chances as we get them. We in the first game we converted a couple of half chances and got a couple of lucky bounces in that game as well. But we're at home. We're trying to play our style. We're not going to change much from who we are. I think that's pretty well known now that we won't do that week in and week out. And we're going to try and play our pressing style and create going forward with having turnovers in their half and having runners in the box and service from the width that we create naturally with our formation, and yeah, ultimately play fast in transition, and that's kind of been the way we've been wanting to play, and we certainly are able to play better than what we did last week. So we're just trying to have those moments that when they're maybe a little bit not as sharp, or we can steal a ball, or even off of long balls, of playing off of second balls, those types of situations. We're trying to obviously get on the end of it and then be better in certain moments of the game and in certain areas where we can create dangerous situations.
Julian, thanks so much for the time. Oh, sorry, Jeff, you have something else there?
Yeah, real quick. The goalkeeper that you're going to be facing in Chicago is a relatively inexperienced guy, and he hasn't faced a whole lot of shots. Does that encourage you guys to maybe put a couple more shots on goal, more so that maybe you
I think he's an excellent keeper, not to take anything away from him. I think he's very talented. There's a ton of interest around him, obviously from Europe, I think. So, and that's well deserved. I think he's had a couple excellent games. So it's still going to be difficult. He's inexperienced and hasn't played a ton of games, but that doesn't take away anything from his talent or his quality. And so we still gotta test him. Yeah, of course. Like we have to test every keeper, because every keeper can make a mistake on the day, and so can he. So we'll certainly try and to get as many opportunities on goal as we can, and then convert some and win the game.